Hello, good.
That's the harassment. That's the harassment. That's when you guys come and move everyone. I don't want city workers to mess with the misfits and then the yuppies do the market economy and all the enforcers are for the poor people. I don't want that. I'm gonna liberate us. Goddess, you know what I'm talking about. No cleanup. Stop moving people and throwing away their stuff. Start giving life and creating abundance. You go in a store, it's colorful and abundant. That's fake. But we could make it beautiful and abundant out here. This scarcity, that's fake. It used to be beautiful and abundant out here. We made it scarcity out here, then we got these fake boxes. It's hurting us. If we don't come together and liberate the planet, people in North Korea are gonna have to live in hell on earth. It's like a concentration camp there. It's up to us. You guys who are the angels. This is the city of angels. We don't want to be bored, we want to have fun. I don't want cleanups. I don't want it. I want to make life beautiful and abundant. I want resources, not enforcers. It's time for us to come together. Resources, not enforcers. Imagine we attune to bodies. What body sensations do is they tell us how we're feeling. If you're feeling positive emotions, something different happens than when you feel negative. Your body will tell you and explain what you're feeling, and your feelings will tell you what you're needing. Let's meet needs. Stop moving people and throwing their stuff away. Yuppies! You guys are enslaved. The debt slavery model hurts us. I don't want posters slapped around. They're going to move us at 6 a.m. They're going to throw down our stuff. No. Police and enforcers are here to protect
How you doing?
God. Intrinsic motivation. The right is telling us outside to nature. They don't want us to use the most love and care and kindness. Stop it! We have healing and inspiration in the planet's work. Many of our universal needs that we forego, we don't even know. Biodiversity, watering holes, grazing, animals, bubbling. Yes, white people. The purpley goddess over here. Old white people especially, they don't like it. Love is dumb. But us minorities and poor people, no. Won't work anymore. You know, we're too loving and lovable that we are wired. In fact, it is our biology and we go against it every time. That we use the most force and control in the music. First, I gotta put my Santa Monica close-up sticker right there. It's a new sticker. Issue just came in this year. This is what I got a problem with right here. So I used to sleep right there in front of that, either on the side on Ozone or on Oceanfront Walk right by the senior home. So when they would come and do this, then this means like it's moving day. And they will sometimes put up yellow tape and say that you have only this amount of time, or you've seen them do it, or they'll say you can only grab what you could carry. You could get arrested, your stuff gets thrown away, you could get kidnapped and put on a 5150, because what they'll do is they'll keep a rap sheet on you and keep tabs on you, and when they get enough evidence, and most of it's fabricated, because you know the game Telephone, where people like, it's like if someone's speaking for someone else, it's never going to be true, right? The person's going to be like, no, let me fix that. So what they do when they write a report to get someone locked up on a 5150 or on a crime, and they go to jail, they're both jails. One's at a hospital, the other one's at a metal concrete prison. And it's just different environment, both jail. So they keep a rap sheet, and then they lie, because if we're not speaking for ourselves, it's a lie. And then they get you locked up. So there's kidnappings, all kinds of robberies. Now, what people don't realize is they're like, oh, well, we can't have homeless people. We can't do that. Okay. So when we are in domination systems, we have deserved language and these cultural narratives that make us think that these people are doing the market economy. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're getting graded. They're providing for themselves. They're paying. Like, this is merit-based systems. Okay? These people who are not doing the system, there is scarcity manufactured so that you experience scarcity if you don't do the system. That's the pinch of market economy to get you to mobilize. Then there's the fear of domination system. So if fear and scarcity doesn't make you mobile, then you become a homeless person. So then they deal with you with this. So if you're not in the market economy making all of the rich people rich and all of the powerful people have more power and control, and you're one of the misfits, well, that's okay. They have a way to make money off you. They have a way that you will fit perfectly, even if you don't fit. It's called asylums. And if you think they don't have asylums, I hear people say, like, we need to bring back asylums in the comments. I want to address that. There's asylums. I've been to them. In the place I was in, I asked the questions, like, how old are the youngest kids? There's like 10, 11-year-olds. You could get committed for years. The people I was with, some were there for several years. And there was one woman who I was told I would get tranquilized. I was tranquilized twice that time. I was out 48, and there was a woman who couldn't fill out the paperwork, and she couldn't leave unless she was able to fill out paperwork and talk to the judge. And they're like, no, you're like incompetent. We have to keep you here. So this is a mental health prison. So this is what this is. And if we can understand what this is, so we're going and we're all working, and then all of our work pays for all of these people to come and deal with us misfits who will not work. So then it gets the people who are doing market economy to get angry, and now they turn against the misfits because now they're blaming us because we're taking all these resources from the sanitation and the parks and recs and the police, and there's like so many people, and all of the market economy have to pay for us. So actually, I'm here to tell you that this is not true. We're going to end all wars right now, because when we see we're not supposed to turn against each other, we're supposed to love each other up, meet each other exactly where we're at, that then we can create a more wonderful world. We're going to bring resources, care, and love and affection instead of enforcers. This is a new sign, and it goes all the way down to Washington Boulevard to Navy Street. And that's the Friday cleanup. So 7 to 3 p.m. They're usually done by like 10. So I don't know why they say till 3 p.m. They can put yellow tape around your stuff if they want and just take it. Like they don't have to come during that time. And here's another sign. If you are living at the beach in no man's land, you could probably accumulate more stuff than other people, but for the most part, they want you to just have 60 gallons. And when I was by the skate park, they really pushed the 60 gallons. And then over here, they usually push more like the bulky items. And I think it's because we're so close to the Santa Monica border. This is like the dead zone, you know, no man's land. You just get away with more. And what's cool about LA is LA knows that we need a place for the tweakers. I have a video of Dragon attacking me this morning. Speaking of tweakers, he was like a different dragon, and I said to him when I skated away, I love you, brother. Whatever you're going through, I'm here for you, and I love you. And I know that that's it. Like, we're just going through stuff when we're violent. I want to talk about what happened a couple days ago and about the police and enforcers. it's important that I do my work as Daisy the Venice Healer. Awakening and uniting the humans means creating global liberation in Los Angeles, the city of angels. And I witnessed a couple nights ago, 1,000 people were at a rooftop party that was illegal and broken up. They were playing punk rock very loud. Instead of playing loud music, the 1,000 disgruntled partygoers decided to have a riot. And the police came out in riot gear, and it was like LAPD angels. I was like blown away. They were showing videos of the cops. There's this one police officer, Goddess, I can't stop thinking about her. They're throwing stuff at her, and then she puts her head down and kind of looks up at them and smiles. She goes, okay, thank you. And that was it. Just like, thank you, that's enough. Like, I've gotten the message. You do just like to throw. And I was like blown away. And then I see all the cops in riot gear, and it was like they were standing regulating their nervous systems, and it was like a brother here and a sister here, and I could tell they got each other's back. But they didn't only have each other's back. I could tell they were looking at the rioters not with fear or with anger. They were super confident. I was like, dang, they know they could use force. Like, they know they could use weapons. They weren't getting triggered, which means they were powerful because they were giving their power away. And the police, instead of acting out and getting their feelings hurt and using too much force, I watched the LAPD in riot gear and not in riot gear. It didn't matter. They were able to absorb all kinds of, humiliation, degradation, violence, stuff being thrown at them, yelled at them, they were spray painting their cars right in front of them. And they did not escalate. They de-escalated. And people who are putting the LAPD down, they don't realize that this is really good police work. Because really good police work is not immediately stopping something from happening and hurting everyone and using the most force and control. It is good police work is standing back, witnessing, down regulating the hyped up people and de-escalating. That's good police work. I used to sleep right here. And I got a lot to say from having tried the full spectrum of homelessness and the responses you could have to enforcers. If you're sleeping out here and they come to move you, then it's really important to get all of your stuff together and be really vigilant. And it's like it's the time to pay attention, because there's people who know that when you're moving, that you're going to be busy, so you're not going to be watching everything. It's easy to snatch. So you want to watch out for people taking your stuff. You want to move really quickly. And also, if you see the police coming and you see they're moving other people, get your stuff and go, because they might not be having a good night. Sleeping out here, I remember one night, it was like time to move. So usually when they would come and move us, they wake us up around like between 2, 3 in the morning, and they give us a certain amount of time. If they're in a good mood, they might give us a lot of time. If they're in a bad mood, we won't get barely any time. So this one night, they decided that they all have like a meeting first. So they already decided they were gonna do a getcha to OG, who I was camping next to. So a getcha means that they're gonna take his stuff. So they came and they were basically like, all right, OG, you got too much stuff. And they put the yellow tape around half of his stuff. They didn't let him pick which half. They didn't let him go through it. It was just, we're taking this. And this was after he moved everything to this side. They just looked at all his stuff like, you did move it on time, but you got too much. They already knew they were going to do this because they talk about it first. So that night, the reason why you got to do what the advice I said earlier, you got to watch your stuff. In this case, the peace pipe happened to be in OG's stuff where the yellow tape was. So I've told the story. I crossed over the yellow tape. That's why now I pretend it's taser tape and it's all scary, because I broke out in metal bracelets. And they arrested me and still threw out the peace pipe, which is desecration. You don't do that. And they put me in a timeout. So if you get in a timeout, be quiet. If you get handcuffed when they're moving your stuff, they may not arrest you. If they arrest you, they're going to have to get another car to transport you, because they're using that car to go with the caravan. So your best bet is to be quiet, be compliant with the police, Be loving. If you're upset and you need to discharge emotions, just tell them, like, I'm upset. I need empathy. I'm hurting. I'm angry. I know that you're just here to help us, and then try to see their good intention. Maybe it's like, help us have a beautiful boardwalk, like, because they have some good intention. And if you can do that, you'll be more likely to not get arrested, not have your stuff thrown away. These are subjectivities we're dealing with, so be kind. And then once you get moved, all you have to do is you need to know, are they going north or are they going south? So let's say they're going north and they move you, then what you want to do is you want to move south. Because if you move up with them, they're going to be like, hey, what are you still doing here? And there's not that many places to go. You could go to the alley when they move you. Not necessary. They even tell you. You just have to move until they're gone. And that's the crazy thing, is these workers, they don't even want to be doing it. They don't, like, the point is, the yuppies who pay all of them to come, they think that when you move a homeless person, you're not going to have them anymore. So you're just going to move over here. So what are you talking about? You're wasting time moving people. So that's what that is. If you end up in the metal bracelets, there's a high likelihood that you're gonna get let out if it's not violent. So there's something called high compliance. And you may not know about that terminology. Once you get arrested, they have a category of prisoners. If you're high compliance, then you get special privileges. And when I was getting passed around, because you kind of go through this conveyor belt, each officer was like, I have a high compliance prisoner. That's what they would say. They would like address me and announce me, whereas others, they just kind of pass them around. So I started to see this, and I'm like, oh, like, it's very rewarding, because when you're in jail, you get treated very poorly, and it's very stressful. The worse you get treated, the worse your experience. So even though the booking process is humiliating, and the prison guards and the officers who are working there and everyone working there is in this miserable environment, they're not going to be in a good mood, they're not going to treat you well, it's up to you to absorb that and to love them. And the only thing you have to do, you don't have to have special tricks, because it's not about manipulation, it's about authenticity. So whatever your truth is, and that will come out, make sure that it is filtered through love. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but if you don't only do it with the guards and you do it with the prisoners too, you'll see that prisoners are really hurting. There's a lot of like loneliness and empty time and violence. And if there's love, then their nervous system can feel it and they're craving it. When I was in jail, women would usually come and like size me up, step up to me. Usually like the toughest, strongest one would want to know, because I'm beautiful and extrovert, and in a women's world, that's like having big, huge muscles and being really strong. And with women, it's totally different with the men. Like, women prisoners really value massage and touch and empathy and love and art and singing. And the male prisoners really love working out and brotherhood, and not so much like, affection and stuff, because they don't trust each other, but we all need affection. And the thing in jail is women don't have to question the touch of each other, but men have to question the touch of each other. Women have to worry about women gossiping about each other. Men don't have to worry about gossip in prison so much. Then it's called something different and it's handled differently. With women, that's usually what they do. Women in jail, there's women who are violent and women who are passive and docile and will watch and do nothing. So the women who are docile, you don't really have to worry about. It's the women who are violent. And the way that I handle those situations is it never happened in my cell block, because if I was ever in a cell block, then there just wouldn't be fights, because you can't really fight when I'm there. Typically it would happen in the other cell blocks, and then I would just say things like, hey, I don't want any of us to get in trouble or get hurt. I care about us, and we're in it together. We're in this together. We are not against each other. And when you say stuff like that, like, hey, let's make this a better experience, like it's better to be together, and you say things that are undeniable, it builds people's spirit. And if you can try to bring everyone together, then that means that any of the weak areas are going to rupture at that point, because now when everyone's together, then the weak parts break, and that's so that those ruptures can be repaired. So what that means is there's going to be fights, and there's going to be personality contrasting. So if you can help people in prison get in touch with what they're feeling and needing, you'll be an asset, because that's something that we don't know how to do if we end up in prison or jail. We don't know how to resolve situations. The thing that I've found about people in jail and prisons is it's all about belonging and tribe and trust and loyalty. And if you're one of like the passive ones in jail, you're just one of the sheep. If you're one of the outgoing ones, you're going to need to find a tribe. You're going to need to find a crew. So, do you have any questions about jail? Oh yeah, and the food and the water. Oh my God, okay. So the food is filled with sugar, refined sugar. There's no nutrients. If you can avoid the gluten and refined sugar, then you can get, like some nutrients, but you're going to be nutrient deficient. And if you utilize the system properly, then you can actually get things like multivitamins. You can get things like your blood check to make sure that your levels are okay. And if you are lacking in certain areas, you don't expect them to advocate for you. You advocate for yourself, then they will meet your needs. In jail, you can expect for your needs to barely get met. The water is going to be moldy, and it is a high likelihood that you get a bladder infection. Most people get a bladder infection when they're first in jail. If you're in jail for more than a week, you're going to get a bladder infection, and that's because it has green mold or different colored mold. Usually it's green. And if you tell the prison guards, then they'll give you the number to call for the human health services. And it doesn't matter how many times you report it, you just drink moldy, dirty water and eat disgusting, terrible food that doesn't have enough nutrients. So.
And do you miss your coffee when you're in there?
So I am a thriver in jail, and typically I immediately go to like the top of the, because there's like a hierarchy in every cell block. So usually like the person at the very top will come step to me, and then I'm very affectionate. So, and they also body work's a thing. So you got to have a hustle. So when you come in, they'll say, what's your hustle? So some people's hustle is commissary. When you say, what do you do about coffee? Well, I just go to someone whose hustle is commissary, and I have no problem getting coffee. They have it there? Yeah, and I don't have a problem getting coffee or lipstick or makeup or anything I need in jail, because I have a hustle, and my hustle is being a healer. Another woman, her hustle will be art. So the person with commissary, someone with commissary will give her commissary because they know she has art. They might need art. And art skills, there's all kinds of skills people have. And if you don't have skills and you don't have commissary, then you better have something, because you cannot steal or you will get your butt kicked. And that's when I might not be able to stop the violence, as if someone does something like that.